Good evening, live from this news center of the Sultanate of Oman Television. Here we present to you 7 o'clock news bulletin. First, the headlines. His Excellency the Minister responsible for Foreign Affairs and His Excellency the Secretary General of the Gulf Cooperation Council discuss strengthening the march of the GCC countries. Ministry of Manpower starts conducting job interviews for over 4,000 job seekers in various governorates. The Ministry of Education signs cooperation and partnership agreements to support education and innovation sectors in the Sultanate. And the British Financial Times newspaper select the Sultanate as one of the world's top tourist destinations for the year 2019. Good evening once again, and thank you for joining us. Those were the headlines, and now the news in detail. Strengthening the blessed march of Gulf Cooperation Council countries topped discussions of His Excellency Yusuf bin Alawi bin Abdullah, Minister responsible for Foreign Affairs, with His Excellency Dr. Abdul Latif bin Rashid Al Zayani, Secretary General of the Gulf Cooperation Council. During the meeting, the two sides discussed the march of the GCC countries and means of fostering it further. His Excellency Dr. Abdul Latif bin Rashid Al Zayani, Secretary General of the Gulf Cooperation Council, affirmed on the Sultanate's role in supporting the GCC system under the wise leadership of His Majesty the Sultan. The Secretary General of the GCC presented a lecture at the premises of National Defense College in which he discussed the general curricula courses for the 6th National Defense Corps. His Excellency reviewed the general situation in the Arabian Gulf region and the economic and security challenges it faces. The lecture dwelt on projects and joint conventions among the Gulf countries in addition to economic and security cooperation. The Ministry of Manpower started conducting job interviews for job seekers, which were announced last week. Over 4,200 job seekers competed to avail over 400 job opportunities. The jobs were announced by private sector's establishments in the Governorate of Muscat, Al-Buraymi, North Al-Batina, Al-Dakhiliya, and North Sharqiya. Among the companies that announced the job openings were Mazoon Dairy Company, Al Sear Group LLC, Jal Electric Services LLC, and many others. Agreements of cooperation and partnership to introduce programming and innovation were signed between the Ministry of Education, Oman and Research Council. The agreements include 9 education programs in various schools of the Sultanate. More details in the following report by Saleh bin Khalfan Al-Rahbi.
In order to boost students' awareness of programming and innovation, the Ministry of Education, the Research Council and Omantel signed 9 agreements to enhance the educational process in various governorates of the Sultanate.
There are a number of programs that we will work together along with the ministry to spread among schools in Oman, starting with 9 areas of focus, and from there we'll move across Oman, mainly in achieving programming skills as well as innovation as the main focus of the start of these programs.
As per those agreements, young talents will be discovered, drawing their attention to the significance of information technology in innovation and society development. The conventions also call upon introducing and implementing a programming subject in the first cycle curriculum to instill a culture of programming and innovation among school students and prepare them for the latest developments of the 4th Industrial Revolution.
This program will be carried on as a pilot project in phase 1 for the coming 3 years, where we hope to introduce the innovation culture, where the youngsters will be able to practice innovation in its simplest way, introduce the culture and practice both the innovation culture and also introducing some of the STEM education for the coming 3 years.
The signatories of the pact seek to make these programs diversified and cover various governorates of the country within their continuous partnerships to utilize technology and transfer it to younger generations in order to contribute to the development of the society. For the Sultanate of Oman Television, Saleh bin Khalfan al-Rahbi, Muscat.
The Ministry of Education signed an agreement with the development institutions of the Oman Liquefied Natural Gas Company to install various alarm devices in Al Amal School for the deaf as well as in the school buses. The company stressed that it will continue to install such devices in the schools around the Sultanate to contribute in safety and security programs. The body is concerned are keen towards providing all the necessary facilities for the students to carry out their educational march while ensuring their safety in the school environment. The British Financial Times has selected the Sultanate as one of the world's top tourist destinations for 2019, according to the latest report by top travel and tourism experts in the world. The newspaper said in a recent report that, which include the best destinations in the world for the new year, the Sultanate has many tourist attractions that make it one of the best destinations. It added that Muscat International Airport was opened off after an expansion this year, at a time when the number of passengers and flights to Muscat are increasing. It added that Al Bustan Palace Hotel was reopened after an extensive 18 months renovation. The Royal Opera House Muscat also had undergone an extensive renovation. The report also said that visitors to the Sultanate are looking forward to the world of fun and beauty in its adventure tourism in the picturesque nature of with its mountains, deserts, climbing, cycling and swimming. It noted that Salalah has many landscapes and hotels that make it an important tourist destination in the Sultanate for safari tourism. The Sultanate is in general a great destination for the ideal weather, culture and adventure, as it has excellent touristic infrastructure. You're watching the Sultanate of Oman Television, and yet to come in our news bulletin. The number of projects in Mazuna Free Zone reached 197 by the end of November 2018. Welcome back to the news from the Sultanate of Oman Television. Discussing aspects of municipal work and means of developing them topped the meeting of His Excellency Ahmed bin Abdullah al-Sheikhi, Minister of Regional Municipalities and Water Resources, with the members of the Municipal Council in the Governorate of North Al-Batina, with the presence of undersecretaries of the ministry and a number of officials. The meeting reviewed various aspects related to municipal and water sectors in the Governorate, such as request of providing interior roads, street lighting, parks and gardens, in addition to provide municipal services for industrial estates and establishing water dams and fallage maintenance. His Excellency listens to suggestions aiming to develop and refine the municipal and water services. His Excellency the Minister of Regional Municipalities and Water Resources and members of Oman Chamber for Commerce and Industry in the Governorate of North Al-Batina discussed enhancing partnership between the government and private sector, in addition to investment fields and services provided by the Ministry, available investments opportunities in the Governorate, and the role of private sector in supporting projects implemented by the Ministry. Commodore Saeed bin Abdullah Al-Saidi, acting commander of the Royal Navy of Oman RNO, received at Muaskar Al-Murtafa today Commodore Doreen Gurnia, commander of the Combined Maritime Forces CMF 150 of Canada, and his accompanying delegation currently visiting the Sultanate. The two sides exchanged cordial conversations and discussed viewpoints on a number of matters of concern in the maritime areas. The meeting was attended by a number of senior RNO officers. SAS Center for Entrepreneurship succeeded in establishment of 64 small and medium enterprises at market value of more than 3.5 million Omani riyals. It celebrated the graduation of 4 new companies which their products reached the international market. These companies have provided various services and contributed to the development of the capabilities of many youths since its establishment in 2013. The center has incubated many companies in various information technology fields that created job opportunities for Omani youths. In a noticeable recovery in oil prices, Oman's crude oil price average increased by 35% at the end of November as to reach $69. Latest statistics by National Center for Statistics and Information pointed out that the Sultanate's total production of crude oil and condiments exceeded the 326 million barrels at the end of current year, including more than 290 million of crude oil and 36 million of condensate, with average daily production of 977 barrels. Sultanate's exports of crude oil and condensates remained the same with a slight decrease of 0.1%, exceeding 269 million barrels. China acquired the big share of these exports, followed by India, Japan, and South Korea. The Sultanate also recorded an increase in domestic production and import of natural gas by 11%, as the production reached 42 billion cubic meters, and in industrial projects, oil fields, and electricity plants. The Sultanate's total electricity production until the end of September 2018 rose by 2.2% to reach 169.1 gigawatt per hour compared to the end of the same month in 2017, which saw a total production of 28.554.3 gigawatt per hour, according to statistics released by the National Center for Statistics and Information. The total electricity production in the governorates of North and South Al-Batina and Al-Zahira reached 15,183 gigawatt per hour, recording an average increase of 2.6% over the same period in 2017, when the production was 14,805.2 gigawatt per hour. The governorates of North and South Al-Sharqiyya posted a 1.2% rise in total electricity production to reach 6,617.3 gigawatt per hour compared to an output of 6,540.9 gigawatt last year. The total electricity production in the governorate of Muscat rose by 4.5% during the 9-month period this year to reach 3,082.1 gigawatt per hour compared to 2,949.3 gigawatt during the same period in 2017. The number of projects in Mazuna Free Zone increased to 197 by the end of November 2018. The zone currently studied to receive 46 new investments requests, where Mazuna Free Zone contributed in finding opportunities in establishing 14 small and medium projects for the citizens of the Wilaya, working in exports and import, loading and unloading, building and hospitality fields, in addition to fields of public services. The zone provided 60 opportunities for for Omani cadres either as an operator body at the zone or as investing companies. And according to the e-deposit for the administrations of exports and import goods at Maziuna Free Zone, the goods movement at the zone reached around 165,000 tons at the end of November 2018, while vehicles and equipment movement reached around 8,000 at the same period. And now for the general weather forecast. Around the Sultanate, clear skies will prevail over the most of the governorates with chances of low clouds and fog late at night and early morning over the governorates of South Sharqiya, Al-Wusta and Dhafar. Winds will be southeasterly to easterly light to moderate. Seas will be slight with a maximum wave height of 1 meter. This is the Sultanate of Oman television. Before we end tonight's bulletin, here are the main points once again. His Excellency, the Minister responsible for Foreign Affairs, and His Excellency, the Secretary General of the Gulf Cooperation Council discusses the way of strengthening the march of the GCC countries. The Minister of Manpower starts conducting job interviews for over 4,000 job seekers in various governorates. The Ministry of Education signs cooperation and partnership agreements to support education and innovation sectors in the Sultanate. And the British Financial Times newspaper select the Sultanate as one of the world's top tourist destinations for 2019. And with that, we do conclude this news bulletin brought to you live from this news center of the Sultanate of Oman television. From the entire news team and myself, we thank you for joining us. Wish you a pleasant evening and good night.